Glass?
I'm not on the route yet. I hit, but now. Oh, so if you hit start. Oh wow, fuck!
And
Such a
then
long route.
And then you
I hate to say this.
Even more of an old loser.
I knew that.
You did,
I'm sorry.
dude. It's all right.
That's rare.
No, but dude, like I
You're
know
way more cool than I am.
I'm apparently even less cool than I thought I was 20 seconds ago, dude. Welcome back to Oops the Podcast.
All right, lots to unpack here.
I got something for you.
Please. Julio, I don't know where you came up with that idea.
Dude, this guy was a huge turkey.
What is this, Japan?
Which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I hadn't told you about it.
No, and I also just assumed you were saving it for the pod if you were going to tell me,
Yeah.
which of course you were.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
Guys, welcome back to Oops the Podcast. I am Julio. He is Francis. We're also joined by Chris and Ryan. Bless you. Allergy season is upon us. Hope you guys are taking care. Francis, how's your life going, dude?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm as I said, I've committed myself to being okay with not working out anymore. I think the battle is over. And I'm happy with how long I held out. I didn't become a middle-aged dad bod guy for longer than a lot of people.
Totally.
But I do think this is an end of an era, really.
This could be it.
And that exercise now will just happen when it happens because I'm, maybe I'll go work out. Instead of feeling shitty that I didn't work out 3 times in a week.
Right. So are you just down now to like twice a week?
I don't know. I have no more expectations of myself. I've decided I'm going to hold myself to a much lower standard in all aspects of my life.
Solid. I think that's good. I think in general that's good.
I'm ready to be a lesser human being.
But I think that you may find that you won't like lose a step the way that you think, and in fact it might make you a better human being.
I that's the whole goal here is I am filled with so much disappointment in myself all the time, and I feel like if I don't hit these standards for myself that I've held myself to for a long time, that I feel defeated and as though I've failed. And I'm so sick of that feeling that then rather than hold myself to that high standard, I've just decided to change my standards.
I think this is a good lesson, and I think, dude, it's also just like, no, it is. I'm serious.
I love that you're embracing this, and
it's
that
good.
you're not basically saying I'm quitting on myself.
No, dude. I think that like the way that like, listen, we all know you well here, everybody listening, and Chris and Ryan, and like the degree with which you are like, dude, I'm like not that happy right now. How regularly that happens leads me to believe that like having lower expectations will actually benefit you because they're not going to lower that much. You're not just going to become a worthless loser overnight. You know what I mean? By like maybe, and you also won't stop being ambitious. So like you may actually have better output by having lower expectations.
Oh, it's interesting.
Instead of being like, I need to do this, 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 and this, and doing nothing, you'll do less, but you'll be doing way more. In a way, the expectations will be less, but your output will improve
I
potentially.
like the sound of that.
I think there's something there, man. And listen, you look great. You're doing great. You're maybe not the number one guy on earth.
No.
But you're in the number 1 percentile.
Oh gosh, that's too kind. I'm really ready to resign myself to whatever will happen to me with really throttling back. And I just don't know that I'm going to end up becoming unemployed or that my teeth will fall out of my head. I have these ideas that if I were to stop being so consistently running at full speed, that I would lapse into lethargy and drug addiction and unemployment and bad behavior. And I just, to your point, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it's okay for me to have the nachos. I think it's okay for me to sleep in till 9:30. These are the things I'm going to start allowing myself to do. And you know what? I also know that if all of a sudden I wake up one day and I hate myself, I'll kick it back into gear. I think that's the lesson here.
Yeah, totally. And listen, dude, I think you're still going to keep crushing it.
The other point is there's power in taking agency over the decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm telling myself now, in a time when I am still in relatively good shape, that I'm choosing to do this, which makes me feel like I have agency over it.
Mm-hmm. Right. You didn't just do it because you didn't have self-control. You chose to do it.
Yeah, I didn't wake up one day shocked by the scale, or that my clothes didn't fit, or that all of a sudden, my wife didn't just tell me that, hey, I'm not really attracted to you right now. So hopefully things stay the course and I can be happier as a result.
Yeah, dude. It's like, okay, what I sort of compare it to in a way is like, have you ever played sports when you were sick and you like had the best game you've ever had? Like you had lower expectations for yourself because you're like, well, I'm sick. I'm just going to be loose and go out there and you play well.
Yes. I more injured, weirdly.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same. It's similar.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's something like that to me. It's like, just by having these like crazy expectations, like you add pressure that is like counterproductive sometimes, and it can be crippling, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can give you this like crippling anxiety where you don't know where to start. You know the big picture, and you're like, okay, well, I need to do that, and working toward it seems extremely overwhelming instead of thinking more sort of like currently. You're like, okay, what can I do today, type of thing. You know what I mean? And like trying hard and seeing what happens, type of thing. I don't know. It's like resetting the expectations. I know that's not only what you're talking about, but it's like it's related at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, if you don't have this and that and you're not in the best shape and you're not this and that, then you're a loser, which is just wrong.
Right.
And until you're there, you're not going to be happy. But when you get there, you'll be happy. But for now, this is what we have to do. It's a means to an end. It doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
You're prospering. You're doing well. You look great. You're young, you're handsome, you're successful. You got a lot going for you, and you should be allowed to enjoy that while it's happening.
That's very kind. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
dude.
What's
Yeah, bro.
What is your? Do you have a? Actually, no. That was a dumb question I was going to ask.
Okay.
What are your goals right now? Do you have goals? Are you still enjoying your career?
Yeah, very much.
More than ever?
Close to more than ever. Yeah, like there's obviously things that are like stressful about it, where I'm like, I feel pressure to keep things going well, so I can maintain, this lifestyle that I've built for myself. Not that I'm doing anything crazy or over the top, but I like my life and I don't want that to go away. So I certainly feel the pressure. I have some I have some goals. Like I'd like to figure out a way to get my next video project paid for. That's sort of my goal right now. I'm exploring and figuring that out, or even just to maximize the juice from the one that I'm about to put out. So it's like, I don't want it to just come out and nothing happens. So I'm trying to like have conversations, because this is the stage where I usually run out of gas, where I'm like, I've just been grinding on this so long. I don't have the energy to like send it to people, have conversations, be annoyed when they're like not telling me what I want to hear. Like all that feels like tiresome, but it's like, it's okay. If nothing happens, great, but let's at least try. So I guess those are like my goals right now. I don't know. Did you mean work goals? Did you mean life goals?
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder sometimes if you seem much more, in a way, contented. Moment to moment, which is something that I really struggle with. I don't recognize when I'm happy, and then most of the time I'm fixated on what's wrong or what's lacking
or what's next.
And everyone says, be present. Well, fuck you. Tell me how. Give me a course of action to switch to that. I want to be present. I want to smell the flowers and taste the coffee and look around and say to everyone, isn't this nice? I want to be that guy. But you just tell me to be present like you're some shaman. You're not giving me a prescription for that. And it's so vague and I don't know, it just feels are those people who say that really employing that too in their own life? Are they that good at it?
Yeah, I agreed. I think it's an easy thing to say and a difficult thing to do. And people like that, you always seek chinks in their armor. You know what I mean? But I think an important lesson is that, like, we're all human, whatever. Nobody's perfect. And I do think that the awareness of that is part of that concept. Like, the idea that be as present as you can. If you find yourself not being present, that's okay. Have the thought, let it slip away, come back in the moment. And I feel you. Like, it's impossible to, like, fully be this, like, pure present. Maybe some people are able to do it, but I certainly am not able to do it. But if you can do it a little, I think it can help.
I would be willing to bet you, Julio, that there is a direct correlation between people who constantly remind you to be present and having very little money saved for retirement. That the people who live with the ethos of embrace every day, stay present, have nothing in their 401ks or their Roth IRAs. Nothing. And it's because they are living for today and not for tomorrow.
So it's funny. I have that thought too, where I'm like, all right, if I were just really living in the moment, I would be a sociopath. I would just do whatever I wanted and not worry about anybody who wasn't in front of me. But I don't think that's the point of it. It's like, be present. You can be present and be responsible. You know what I mean? I don't think and like, I hear you, but I don't necessarily think it has to be associated with some airy person who has no roots and no home and no savings. And like, I think that whether or not that is true sometimes, it doesn't mean that isn't a good lesson still.
I agree. Let me clarify. I don't even think they're wrong.
No.
I think it's easy to say, well, yeah, you can easily be present if you just don't care about tomorrow. But let me tell you something, dude. I can't say for sure that if I were to live my life by the book, by the accountant's book, and sock away my maximum 401k contribution for the sake of avoiding, taxes, and set myself up such that when I turn 65, I have all the money I need to live happily for the remaining, let's say, 15 to 25 years of my life. I don't know that once I've retired, I will be so grateful for the responsible foresight that I had my whole life that I will live out those years thinking, I got it right. It's possible that in those years, I will say to myself, man, why did I think that I couldn't spend a little more of my money or take some more risks when I was young?
Yeah.
I'm now old, my body's broken down, and I don't even have the energy to do risky shit with my money anymore.
Dude, that's my regret.
I don't even like my children. I don't want them to have this money.
I regret that even from the recent past. I'm like, man, that was such a good time in your life. Why were you so stressed? Why didn't you enjoy it more? And I think that the likely scenario when I'm old, when I look back, is that I'm going to think that. And I hate that. So I have that in my mind sometimes. And
that's a scary thought, dude.
I know. And I try my best, dude, to enjoy it all, It's all going by pretty quick.
But that thought makes me think I should stop working.
But you can't. But you can work and not be stressed.
I don't know that I can.
Theoretically.
I don't know that there's a job out there short of, I don't know, being a lifeguard, something really menial where you're just clocking in and clocking out and the task takes up very little of your time. It's not going to be fulfilling, but I won't be thinking, how do I use this to get to this, and then blah, 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 start my own thing. I don't know.
I think about that some days. Like, I'll be in, like, the smoothie store, And you know those like smoothie stores always have a vibe.
Yep.
There's like an ethos. Like everybody's excited to be surrounded by all these vegetables and fruits. Everybody appears to be happy. They believe in a healthy, sustainable lifestyle, and they're joking around. Someone's throwing the end of a radish at someone across the juice floor, and it'll be like during a day where I'm having the worst day, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I wish I was back there making smoothies, dude.
But here's my question: do you not think, knowing yourself as you do, that if you were to work for a smoothie store, you'd start looking around and seeing, if we used 3/4 of a mango instead of the full mango, that will reduce our price margin on mangoes by 25%.
I would not be thinking that.
And if we continue in that way, we don't need to be using these organic blueberries, honestly. We're not even marketing them as organic, and they're 13% higher in price. Hell, this place is really poorly run. I'm going to take what I've learned from working here and start Julio's Juices, spelled with a G.
I actually, dude, I don't think that I have the demeanor or whatever it is. I don't have the proper whatever to be a business owner.
Well, I don't know about business owner necessarily, but maybe you would take those thoughts to the higher ups.
Oh, and tell them.
And then they would say, we do things the way that we do here. There's a reason my name's on the T-shirt and not yours, Julio. And then you would go back to your work hating the people you work for, and you would think the place you worked was stupid.
Okay, that's such an extreme example. Like, I think that if I did come to them and tell them that, there's a very easy way to not do it and make me feel validated still. Because if I'm the employer and my guy comes and tells me that, I'm like, this kid's a ringer.
Let's run it.
We need this guy behind. Okay, let's do it.
So
You're the kid.
I'm John of John's Juices.
No. I'm John of John's
You're
Juices.
John's of John's
because
Juices?
You come tell me the margin thing, and I'll show you how I would.
Okay, but then I get a turn to be the boss.
Okay.
Hi, John.
Hey, what's going on, Francis?
First,
step into my office.
First of all, I just want you to know how appreciative I am of this job. It's really helping me chip away at my student loans, and I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's my pleasure, man. And also, it's great to have people like you on the floor who believe in the green lifestyle. I mean, hell, you're wearing green pants right now. So
I try to walk the walk.
Yeah, there
John.
you go. That's what we're all about here, Francis.
With that said, do you mind if can I speak frankly with you?
Of course. Yeah.
So I noticed that every day when we peel the bananas, we go through about 475 bananas a day. And we throw those bananas into our Glad trash bags, right? Which are the industrial strength. I noticed that those Glad trash bags go for about $4.99 per 24 bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
But frankly, most of the fruit discard that we end up throwing away doesn't weigh so much. And if we were to just go with the off-brand trash bags, call them the Rite Aid brand trash bags, we would actually be saving half our money on trash bags, which, by my calculations, amounts to about $3,800 in savings per year.
Jeez.
Which we could then use to invest in more new and high-end Vitamixes, which would break less frequently, causing us to not have to call for a repairman or replace the parts as often. And I just think one place of efficiency improved begets another, and we will start to see major profits and a return on investment at this company.
Wow, first of all, thank you for going above and beyond the Call of Duty here. It's amazing to hear that you're even thinking this analytically about the business.
I can't help myself. My dad worked for Vitamix.
Wow, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, thank you so much. I want feedback from you guys working on the floor more than anyone. When I'm not there and I'm worrying about the distribution and getting all the stuff there and kind of the big picture, I need to hear this stuff.
I'm so relieved to hear that, because I said to myself, I don't even know if I can bring this to him.
No, of course. And I encourage you to bring any concern or anything that you think will help the business run better in the future, because it's stuff like that that is going to make this business a sustainable business.
Great.
Just like the ethos that we kind of practice and preach.
So I'll let them know that they should start buying the off-brand trash bags then.
Well, you don't have to worry about that, because what we're actually planning to do is we're intending to switch over to compostable trash bags, so that all the produce waste that goes into the garbage, we're going to end up throwing all that stuff out, and it can be immediately composted. And the beauty with that is that even though it costs a little bit more, like, we're going to do some sort of PR campaign to let people know that this is what we're doing and that we walk the walk, right?
Huh.
We walk the walk. So even though it's going to cost a little bit more for the business, Francis, I suspect that we may end up making more money on the back end if we continue to sort of promote our green practices.
So you're saying that by trying to entice eco-conscious customers, we will actually grow our sales?
I believe so.
The problem, John, is that people don't care. They just don't care. You're not, in my experience, people want things done easily and with as clean a process as possible. And they just don't care. We don't care about that big continent of trash floating out in the ocean. Do you know why? Because nobody knows where it is. We can't see it. It's out of sight, out of mind. Wow. Leave it to the billionaires to solve those issues. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, you know, Francis, I think that is a problem. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather be on the right side of that problem.
Well, John, that's good to hear. You're a man after my own heart. All right. This seems like a good way forward.
Dude, thank you so much. This is an open door. Anytime you have any thoughts, anything that you want to change around here, please immediately let me know. And you keep doing good work with this man, and you know there's definitely a future for you at this company.
I appreciate that. I don't want to get greedy, but I do have one more small complaint.
Sure.
I've noticed that Marcia has been wearing crop tops to work.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I wouldn't have said anything, but occasionally some kiwi peels end up actually falling down the waistband of her pants. She's got full-blown fruit rinds inside her underwear because of the fact that her shirt doesn't reach her belt. Not only is it a little bit unprofessional and unbecoming, it's becoming a major health concern. What can we say? Can we say anything to her? Can I say something to her?
Let us worry about that.
Okay, I'll leave that to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed that she's wearing these crop tops?
The crop tops themselves don't bother me. No, but if she's storing fruit waste in her clothes,
I don't know if what she's taking. If she's trying to take it home, I don't know why you'd ever want that.
I'll take a peek at the cameras.
Orange peels, carrot shavings, man. I mean, beet tops. You name it, she's got it down there.
Francis, 1 second. I really gotta.
Okay.
Hey.
Thanks, John.
John, what's up?
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun.
Pretty good.
All right, let's flip the script really quick. I want to turn to be the boss. Okay. I want to turn because you just presented a perfect boss. You had a perfect solution. Yeah. And I think that there is I don't know how often that happens in the business world. So let's say maybe that happens at your juice shop in San Francisco. Let's say that our juice shop is the one in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Same store. John's Juices. I'm John.
Knock, knock.
Yes, come in.
Hey there, John.
Oh, hi, Peter.
Hey, how are ya?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's going on? What can I do you for?
So I was thinking, and I'm sorry if I'm crossing a boundary here, but I noticed that the blueberries that we're buying, they are, per ounce, sort of like 20-25% more expensive than the other blueberries. And we're not even promoting the fact that they're organic. So I figure that maybe we're spending a lot more money on that. And
Peter,
if
Peter,
we were,
I'm going to stop you right there. How long you been working here?
Just a bit over 2 years, sir.
Yeah, 2 years. Okay, so I filed the LLC here 28 years ago, okay? I've grown it into what it is today. We've got 2 locations, and they are thriving. We got more juice than we can handle, okay, Peter? Now, remind me, what does your shirt say?
It's just a logo for one of my favorite music artists.
Oh, so you're not even wearing the attire we expect you to wear.
Well, my shift just ended, sir.
Ah,
I'm wearing it underneath this sweatshirt.
it ended at you're done at 5:00, and right now it's 5:02. So you're done 2 minutes after your shift. You follow the clock pretty closely.
I guess so.
Yeah, 28 years running this shop. I can't tell you that I've ever known exactly what time I've clocked out. Do you know why that is?
Why, sir?
Because when your name is on the shirt and when your name is on the neon board outside and when your name means something to these people, you don't get to just say 5:01, I'm done. You don't even get to say 5:02, I'm done. Time ceases to matter. I don't give a flying fuck about anything some whippersnapper playing double A ball at my juice shop here for a cup of coffee has to say about blueberries or otherwise. Okay?
All right, sir. Thanks for that.
You know what? Why don't you bring me your John's Juices shirt? You know why? You're done.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't get to talk to me like that, okay? You don't get to come in here. You think you're the first 19-year-old to walk into this office telling me that we're paying too much for fruit? You think I haven't considered all that? We do things a certain way. If you don't like it, go work at Jamba Juice. They got a good one over at O'Hare.
Well, sir, I just thought that I was trying to help. I'm sorry.
You thought wrong.
Can I? Am I still terminated, sir?
Sure are. Have a good one, Peter. You fucking piece of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's that scene. That's, to me, that's how that plays out. That's how that goes.
Dude.
It could go that way.
It could go that way.
It could go your way. It could go out. It could go my way. And I think that's the issue.
Guys, if you're looking to look sick this summer, we recommend crushing an order from Express.
Express has it going on. We're wearing it. We're living it. Express has us ready to rip this summer to shreds.
Seriously. And dude, honestly, before this started with Express, like, I was thinking about how I needed clothes for the summer, and I got everything that I needed from Express. Even if it's just from the Perfect Pima cotton tee, which is a very versatile, solid item that you can wear for any occasion in any situation, to something that's a little more intricate. I mean, right now I'm wearing this sick white denim jacket that fits me amazingly and looks sick. I'm wearing these dope kind of khaki chino style pants. They're very cool. You're rocking this sick polo.
I love this polo. I love a sort of heavier weight but still breathable, lovely, I guess you'd call this a pistachio colored polo.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, they've got button downs, breezy printed styles that go from beach to bar seamlessly.
A green tea ice cream polo.
Oh yeah, watch out!
I like that.
The green tea crepe ice cream ice cream polo, or lightweight linen blends made for summer. In our they've got their best selling 1MX dress shirt. All of it's awesome. We love Express. Express is always running awesome sales. So we're excited that we have the code OOPS for 10% off online that you can use in addition to the deals Express already has. Head to express.com for your summer wardrobe. Use code OOPS for 10% off that you can use in addition to the deals Express already has at express.com.
And dude, you don't know about this yet, but so I took the liberty of ordering Francis something that I think that he would really like from Express. Dude, it's sick. You're going to love it. And if you don't, I'll be shocked. So I'm excited to surprise you.
I can't wait.
Express.com, promo code OOPS for 10% off the online order. Get in there.
Now, why did we do that? I can't remember.
No idea.
Oh, we were talking about
Oh, like
the
giving
pressure
up
of
and
working or whatever.
trying. Yeah.
We said that I
Being
asked you
present.
that if you took a more menial job,
Oh, yeah.
would you be able to stop yourself from expanding your mind and wanting to kind of improve things and then potentially to quell your ambition and just be happy with where you're working? And you said you don't have a problem with that, right?
No, I don't think I said that. I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily directly related to, like, to me, if I was working at a juice place, which is fine if I was, I likely would have another thing I wanted to be doing eventually. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be thinking about trying to move up the juice ranks, or maybe I would. Maybe I get really into juice and begin juicing it up.
But I think that what you're saying is another version of what I said, which is dissatisfaction with with your job.
So listen, I mean,
Which is an impediment to staying present.
So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I guess that's true. And I don't really have dissatisfaction with my job. Like, there are things about the job that I'm dissatisfied with, of course, but overall, I'm more satisfied than I'm not, which allows
That's
me
really
to
healthy. That's a great thing to hear.
You know,
And I envy you.
why wouldn't I be? Is my only question. Like, what is there not to be satisfied with? The fact that I'm not
I
The
think
Rock?
it's as simple as just constantly being aware of people who are doing not just a little bit better than we are, but way better than we are.
But the thing is, like, most of the time, I wouldn't be like, oh, I would trade with them. Like, I like the things that I'm doing. Like, I like, you know what I mean? I'd rather have it. I'd rather let it work out as me as it's going to than, like, be someone else and do something I don't like. Or that I don't specifically feel connected to, you know.
But I'm not talking about.
You just mean like me, but better status.
I don't envy. By the way, I don't really envy anymore people I know who are doing better than me, but don't work in comedy. I envy the people who do what we do and are doing better than I
Right,
am.
but I'm saying, but even within what we do, I would say that there's specifics to that. Like I'm like trying to carve out the specific path that I would like. And trading places with somebody else would mean that I would have to forego that, which I don't know that I'm willing to do that.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So I don't know. And also not necessarily. I mean, you know, there's plenty of people with a podcast who are on the road who are crushing it. So,
Right.
And it would certainly be nice to be them, but like not if I had to not be me. And I get that this is an unrealistic scenario to begin with so that we can tailor it how we want. But the point being, I want more. I'm ambitious and I'd like to continue to get more and more successful, but I'm also happy with where I'm at.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm not afraid of it like going away for sure, but I'm not afraid that one day I'll feel like a failure. I already feel like I'm successful.
I don't know how anyone ever achieves satisfaction. I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just you have to be wired that way or if there is a practice.
But I think we still are. Like, you can be content and still be chasing satisfaction. I mean, think about the way we just are living our lives. Like, we're constantly chasing pleasure and satisfaction.
Did you watch Inside Bill's Mind, the 3-part documentary about Bill Gates?
No. Is it new?
No, it came out on Netflix a couple years ago, but it was pretty interesting. And what I learned from that is that here's this guy who has achieved the most success by many measures of any person on the planet. He's in the top 2 or 3, right?
At all times.
Yeah, and you know, fundamentally changed the way that people communicate, they do business, all of this. And he is brilliant, and he is a figure of history. With that said, once he had made whatever $140 billion, his mind turned more towards philanthropy. And once he did that, he became aware of horrific conditions, sewage problems in third world countries, and how he can try to implement toilet systems and irrigation systems to modernize the way that they go to the bathroom so that people are less prone to fecal-borne diseases, things like that, or trash or recycling, whatever. I feel like he got to a point where most people would say, I'm satisfied. Money doesn't even matter anymore. My legacy is intact. I've done more than I've outkicked every coverage of my dreams imaginable. What's left? Saving the world. Holy shit, the world is unsavable. Every step I take to fix something uncovers another massive problem. We are providing immunizations against diseases that we have cures for, and yet this particular group of people refuse to take them, and they're being wrecked by a disease that is so outdated. Things like that. And those things start to make you feel dissatisfied.
But you've created a thing. You just made something up. Like, he probably doesn't feel that way. He knows that there's challenges. He doesn't necessarily think he can solve them all.
But don't you think
he's just being helpful? He's trying to be helpful.
But don't you think he attacks the irrigation problem with the same conviction and the same strategic mind process that he did with creating Microsoft?
Maybe, but I don't think that he is setting himself up for dissatisfaction by doing this. I mean, he's the most charitable person in the history of the world, the Gateses, and that in and of itself is an incredible and wonderful achievement and contribution. So granted, of course, there'll be challenges, like you said, with whatever specific thing, but I'm sure they've done tons of good also. So even if you're making life better for 1,000 people instead of whatever 6 billion people, however many people are on the planet, you can be satisfied with that and keep working more and more. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
Why does it have to turn into a thing that you're failing at?
Because I think that these people who have achieved that level of success are relentless in their ambition. And every problem they see, they want to solve.
Right, but that doesn't have to be a downer, is the point.
You could be right about that. You could be right. Maybe it's a puzzle for him.
Yeah, it's fun and I don't fun, whatever. But it's not random that really rich people then move on to some next step, power, right? They want to get in politics or charity. And either way, both of those things have wide-reaching components of them that I'm sure is it's fun that there's a next step. Because to your point, you have so much money, that rat race is over for you. You don't even give a fuck anymore. And now, if you were just to do nothing, you probably would just be really bored and feel like an existential crisis or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, hopefully we'll have that problem someday.
I know.
It would be awesome if one of us just became insanely rich in a completely random way, or in a more expected way.
I gotta say, I walk by those Powerball and Mega Millions signs, and they sing to me.
Do you ever do it?
Just as loudly as I think they sing to somebody who is destitute.
Do you ever do it?
I've bought the tickets when those jackpots get over $1 billion.
So let me ask you this: which
is ridiculous? Is
it smarter for us to just always be playing?
Correct.
Because even if it's 60 million, that's a lot.
Correct.
Even if you get whatever it is, the 40% of that,
yes,
the lump sum.
You should be buying the tickets. It's the same odds every time.
Every time, right?
Because it's about the combination of numbers. It's not about how many people are buying tickets.
Right.
So, in theory, if you believe your chance is if you believe enough to do it when the Powerball is over $1 billion, you should theoretically believe the same way when it's only 20 million.
Interesting. We've been working with this brand for a while, and we really do think it's a unique and cool service, but we recommend checking out Storyworth.
Storyworth.
If you're looking for a cool Father's Day gift.
That's it.
It could be a really nice thing because Storyworth basically asks them a series of questions over a period of time and eventually ends up compiling a sort of original story about the person who was answering the questions. And it's a really unique way to kind of like get to learn about your family because it breaks down the wall of the sort of like father-son relationship or whatever that is, like parent-child relationship. And you find your parents sharing things that they've never told you because it didn't matter, because they were your caretaker, your guardian. They were worried about you. And it's interesting to like get this sort of third-party perspective in a way where you're learning these specific things about your parents. And it's pretty amazing. And not only because of the way that it's set up, but also like sometimes when you ask people questions, if they sit there and really think about it and answer them, they will answer and kind of like discover things about their past that they don't always think about right away. You know what I mean? Just such a cool thing. The book is really a special thing. I've done it for my parents. We recommend doing it for yours. So listen, give all the dads in your life a unique, meaningful gift that you will all cherish for years. Go to Storyworth right now. For a limited time, you'll save $10 off of your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/oops. That's STORYWORTH.com/oops to save $10 on your first purchase. Storyworth.com/oops. I got a good, not to change the subject, but I have a good pivot topic.
Nice.
That I want to make sure we hit.
Hit me.
Did you have like another? Do you feel like we left the last part?
I thought that was
incomplete?
really well handled, and I appreciate your advice on it because I guess I had gotten to a point where I just thought that satisfaction was unattainable. And you're telling me that's not true.
I think you can attain it now and not be, because this idea that being satisfied at a stage in your career where in the scheme of things you are not anywhere near as successful as some other people doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't ambitious.
Right.
You can be ambitious and happy at the same time, I think. I don't know. It's possible, at least.
I've said before that ambition is the death of happiness. And I'm not certain I don't feel that way anymore, but we shall see.
Work in progress. And yeah, dude, I don't know. Just think about all those great moments, like when you got that standing ovation in Minnesota. Like, how great was that? Who gets a standing ovation in comedy? Unless it's like forced upon you because it's a special. You know what I mean? Like, little things like that, man, are very special and unique, and you should be enjoying them as much as you can. Well, dude, so I went to Chris's birthday party on Saturday.
It was sad to miss.
It was a good time. So I learned a couple important lessons on the way over to Chris's apartment. So I took the subway, and it was Saturday. So the train that like goes closer to Chris's apartment doesn't really run at night on the weekends, I don't think.
Yeah, they're like doing construction.
They do shit. So anyway, so I took a train that got me like 15 minutes away from the party, and then I walked. So as I'm walking over to Chris's house, first of all, Chris lives in a trendy neighborhood. As I'm walking down the street, within 3 minutes, I'm like, wow, I'm an old loser. I'm like, I am completely out of touch with this. This is not my sphere at all. This is where it's all happening. This is the cutting edge of world culture. And I am nowhere near it and feel like I don't get it and I'm an outsider. But I'd like to get it, and I would like to be a part of it. So anyway, I'm sitting there thinking about that. Then I'm like, you know what? I should stick to my guns here and bring a pizza to this party.
Yeah.
Because that is what I've talked about on the pod before. You show up mid-party with a pizza. It's a funny move, and also it's fun because everybody gets to eat pizza. So I'm looking for a pizza place, and I've noticed there's in Google Maps, there is a shortcoming where if I'm on a route, I cannot also search for places to get pizza along the route. You can only search for the area, but if I do the area, then I lose the pin of where I need to walk to.
No, it doesn't.
What?
You can do it on it.
How do you do it?
There's like a little button on.
Please teach me.
When it's navigating you.
So if you're, but if I do I have to be in the process of following the directions? Like I have to hit go? Because what I usually do is I'll put on Google Maps, say I'm going to Tacombe, right? I'm going to walk there. Now along this way, if this were a little bit more convoluted of a route, say it was like this, okay, and I need to get here.
Did you search on it yet? Or like, are you on the route?
Yeah.
You see the top right, it has the little magnifying glass?
I'm not on the route yet. But now, so if you hit start, oh wow, fuck,
And
such
then
a long route.
And then you
I hate to say this.
Even more of an old loser.
I knew that.
You
I'm sorry.
did? Dude, it's all right.
That's rare.
No, but dude, like I
You're
know
way more cool than I am.
I'm apparently even less cool than I thought I was 20 seconds ago, dude. No, but I know that with like driving directions you can do it. And I guess that makes sense because I've never actually turned on walking directions. I just look at the map. So that's why I didn't.
Oh, you've never turned on walking directions.
Yeah.
You know why I like turning on walking directions? Because I like to beat their prediction for how long
Wow.
it'll take me to get there.
Oh, that's interesting.
They don't know my pace. They don't know if I'm going to get spooked by a pigeon and jog for a little. They don't know that. They can't talk to me about that. Whose pace are they going off of?
Yeah. What?
I
Yeah.
like to beat their pace. I like to beat it. It makes me feel accomplished. So, yeah, that's why I like to turn on walking directions.
Well, anyway, I'm glad I learned that in the middle of this so that everybody didn't fucking message me telling me I'm an idiot, which is what would have happened. So anyway, I brought a pizza. Ryan was there trying to get people to play this game, and people were like not into it. And he was like, come on. And it was like very cute and like very Ryan
It
somehow.
was too cool for school.
It was too cool for
What was the
school.
name of the game?
I don't know the name of it, but I found it on TikTok. It's a rhyming game. You say a celebrity's name. So, for example, I'd say Jamie Foxx. Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the thing that you put on your feet before you put on your shoes. Oh, no, that's Jamie's socks. And it's supposed to be fun. And it's corny. I get that. But come on. Play the game. Everyone was like, I'm not playing that. Or
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. Socks, rocks, so many words.
Idiots.
I was upset.
Non-participatory idiots. Dropouts. Flameouts.
Yeah.
Losers.
Whoa, those are my friends.
Well, Chris,
I went to
Guys.
multiple
Ryan
groups.
brought the most difficult game to play to the party.
It wasn't that difficult.
that doesn't sound difficult.
I just explained it pretty well.
Maybe your friends were too high.
Not the case.
Regardless, I tried it all. I tried it with like 4 different groups. It didn't work out.
Damn.
sorry.
Too cool
sorry,
for
Ryan.
school.
So tell me about this party.
It was fun, dude. It was we were on the roof. Chris's building's very nice, by the way. It was fun to see the new pad.
This is in Greenpoint?
Bushwick.
Bushwick. Hell yeah.
Met Chris's GF.
Wow.
Can I
Let's
mention
go.
Can I mention that on the air? And I learned a dirty secret about Chris, dude,
What?
from one of his boys.
What's that?
Chris
He's
was in a
indep-
fraternity.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that?
I mean, I guess I haven't with you guys, but yeah, I'm not like hiding it.
Dirty little secret.
Fratty Chris?
Dirty little secret.
Frat
Yeah.
star.
yeah.
Wow. What was that like?
In terms of what? What do you?
Hazing.
It wasn't too bad. I was the Grand Master of Ceremonies. That
Wow.
was my position.
Nice.
Yeah, I lived in the frat house for 2 years.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I met your boy. I met one of your boys from college who I enjoyed talking to. And a couple, I'm starting to recognize some of Chris's boys now. And there have been a couple times where I met somebody who I'd already met, and I've been like very upset about it. So then now that I saw some people that's happened with, I was able to make it right.
Yeah.
I immediately approached them, dude, good to see you. You know what I mean? So they know that I'm not insincere. Felt as if the stakes were a bit high. Ryan and I then became friends on, what's it called again? The exercise app.
The Fitness Plus app.
So I get notifications whenever Ryan has worked out,
Wow.
which is nice.
And
Also-
you and your dad do that, right? Or
No.
you and your dad do that?
My dad and I do that.
Yes.
By the
Yes.
way, Julio brings this pizza off. I've never seen a pizza eaten so fast.
You
in
got
my entire
crushed.
Wow, that's a good
Crushed.
It
feeling.
was good.
Crushed.
So it's funny.
'Cause everyone's already drunk at that point,
Yeah.
so pizza is just like,
Gone.
I'm like, get a piece before. It's
Yeah.
I told Hillary that, and
Make my mouth water.
Hillary, dude, oh my God, this killed me. I told Hillary, and she goes, "That means you didn't bring enough pizza."
Oh.
And I was like, "Well,
nice.
I don't like."
No,
I don't,
no.
I had nothing to say, and I was like, "No, I guess you're right." I just I don't know. She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You always have to bring enough." So
But
that-
you don't know before you've arrived. It's possible that there are pizzas there already, or that everyone just ate. They went to big dinners. Nothing would be sadder than seeing your pizza go uneaten.
Agreed.
And I think 2 pizzas, it could be enough. It could be not enough. It could be too much. You just never know.
2 would have been perfect, I think.
Yeah, but
There would
one
have
was
been 2 or
fine.
3 slices left over.
You should have probably hit up Ryan before. Was he there before you got there?
He was there before I got.
Maybe you could have said, "Hey, don't tell anyone." But I'm
I
about
did.
You kind of did.
I did.
I'm
I was
about
too
to-
busy pitching the game that I wasn't looking at my phone. I got 4 messages from Julio.
I felt guilty even sending it. I'm like, why now? I have to turn this like fun event into like a work thing. But like, I texted him. I'm like, dude, film me coming in with the pizza. It'll be funny.
Yeah, I could see Ryan being like, "Okay, hold on a second, Julio. Guys, I like to play basketball with Trevor Ariza. Does anybody like? I mean, Trevor, pizza?
You play
Do
the game.
people like to play? Well, Ryan, you've done a poor job of explaining.
See?
I did a great job explaining it with a
Fuck your
perfect
game.
example.
Fuck
Perfect
your
example.
game. Coming with a TikTok game. Oh, hello,
Oh.
fellow kids. My name's Ryan. Do you have TikTok? You
Not
needed to take
appreciated.
you
Poor
needed
Ryan.
to take the pizza temperature, and you failed because you didn't think of Trevor Ariza. And frankly, I still don't understand the game, so I'm with Chris's friends.
Francis Ryan in the oops world. Francis is your dad and I'm your mom. Francis is hard on you and I'm like, oh Ryan, you did good.
Thanks.
I love you, Ryan. Come here,
Thanks.
pet you, dude.
Oh, it's not
Dude,
that hard.
speaking of which, my dad and mom and Zio Butch came over to see my apartment, and Nancy, who's Zio Butch's pal. And my dad comes in. He's like looking around. He looks at the bar, and he sees that we have a bar. And like we didn't have a bar growing up, so I think it's like a little jarring for them to see like a liquor bar. And my dad goes, "Could you pour me a vermouth?"
Wow.
I'm like, "You just want vermouth?"
You'd like an ingredient?
And he goes, "Well, no, I don't like have to have it if you don't want to give me any." I'm like, "That's not it." I was like, "I've just never heard somebody I've never heard someone just drink vermouth." He's like, "Yeah, I like sweet." And I'm like, "Okay, dude." I just pour him a fucking glass of vermouth. And he sits and drinks over ice. I've never seen that.
You know, what I got to say, it is amazing to me how much you and your dad continue to discover about each other on a weekly basis. There's always a new thing. I think my dad and I know each other's full books. My dad's not trying to... He's not trying for new stuff anymore. His tricks are his tricks, and he's got his bag, and that's it. But your dad is constantly revealing new, wonderful things about himself.
Dude, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah,
Did
whatever.
you know that he likes to drink vermouth?
No, and I don't think he does. Like, I don't think he... I think he saw it there, and he was like, "Oh, wow, like I would drink some of that."
Not even with ice?
With ice.
With ice, okay. Vermouth on ice.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I wouldn't have known.
I mean, I have it for mixing cocktails,
Same.
but maybe it is a thing. But to me, it's the thing you drink like when you're like 15 and you steal the brandy that your mom uses for sauce for baking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's dusty and it's in the back of a cabinet and no one's drank it in years, and you're drinking, fermented vermouth and you get blasted, dude. And you're just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, all right, well, dude, I got one more thing and then we should rip an email. I took Hillary to New York Pilates to our
Nice.
favorite instructor, Louisa. And it was funny because, I've told her these stories about the way things go when I'm in class. And I wonder if she thinks I'm over exaggerating or whatever. But lo and behold, the instructor gets on the thing and she's like, "All right, guys, it's inner thigh day." She's like, "Typically people forget about inner thighs unless you're Julio." Then, dude, it was like a very ballet inspired class. So I'm doing this thing and this and the whatever and Hillary's behind me and I keep peering over my shoulder and she's just dying laughing, watching me and Tandu and fucking doing all these moves. And then the instructor sees Hillary laughing and she goes, "What are you laughing about?" And she goes, oh, just watching him do this. She goes, oh yeah, he loves it. He said he was going to wear a tutu to class once, but he didn't. They're just like roasting me together. I'm like, dude, it's so funny. Gallerati in the mix, ripping Pilates.
No.
Okay, we got an email here, and then we will go about our merry way, on our satisfied way.
Oh boy. Enjoy that. Enjoy that path.
All right, this is called Story for Your Pod Lab. Oh, dude, real quick. I forgot to mention this. This is really funny. Is this a thing in general on bachelor parties, or is this like a stag party thing where you make the bachelor dress in a stupid outfit?
I've never experienced
Okay,
that.
so it's like called the outfit of shame. I don't know if it's like a British thing, but dude, theirs was brilliant. They got the guy a NetJets hat and a NetJets t-shirt. That is so fucking funny.
That is funny.
Because it's subtle enough that you don't know that it's a gag.
No, I
You just
know.
think he's a douche.
I know.
Dude, fucking hilarious.
That reminds me, I got in an elevator yesterday in my building, and the guy in the elevator was wearing a Mohegan Sun jacket. And I was like, what?
In your apartment?
In my building, yeah. The only reason I would ever buy a Mohegan Sun jacket is if the night before all the rest of my clothes had gone missing. I'd thrown them in a pool, and I had to buy something from the gift shop.
Was it like vintage? Did it look cool? Was the guy
No.
like trendy?
No.
He was just some
No,
old
he was just
gambler?
an older guy. Yeah.
Was he a parent of someone in the building?
I don't know, but he was wearing they were both wearing masks, goggles, and gloves.
What?
It was like a 75-degree day. Which made me think that they're just so afraid of
COVID?
COVID still. Yeah.
Dude, hilarious. All right, here we go. Story for your pod, lads. Let me just see here, because I think there's a... He says a bunch of nice stuff. He's listening from Dublin and told us if we're over there to hit him up. Appreciate it, dude. He goes, quick story. Myself and a mate were snowboarding in Andorra a couple of years ago.
Wow. Where is that?
It's like it's like near the border of Spain and France, I think.
Okay.
It's like a tiny little country. It's like a skiing destination.
You nailed it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Between Spain and France.
Snowboarding in Andorra a couple of years ago. When we got back to the hostel after a night on the tear, I'd forgotten the pin to get in the front door. I love all these terms. Dude.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten the pin to get in the front door. Nobody was answering, and we knocked on most windows. My friend had rakes of pints, so he wasn't much. my friend had rakes of pints, so he wasn't much help. And honestly, I was afraid he'd die of hypothermia anyways. I found an axe and put it through a kitchen window, and we climbed in and went off to bed. Wake up to banging on the bedroom door. Owners were fairly pissed, obviously. I told my mate he'd done it, and he couldn't remember. So he coughed up the $300 for a new window. I was getting tight on cash, and he was flush. And honestly, if I hadn't had to deal with the drunken bollocks, we'd have been back in time. Still feel a bit guilty. Should I have split the bill at least?
I think at this point,
What a dog.
if you offer to split, well, I don't know if you're coming clean.
Yeah, the move is to like take him to dinner one night that costs the same amount when you're flush with cash and tell him.
Yeah.
And you'll have a nice laugh after you've had rakes of pints.
Rakes of pints. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this because I feel like no matter what, a lot of time would have to elapse. He could take that personally that you took advantage of him that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you need to like be doing that's why I think you need to be doing a good gesture.
right.
In order to make that make sense potentially.
I think let it slide for now. Get him a really nice wedding present.
Yeah.
Bake that $300 into the wedding present you're going to get him.
So he could argue, well, you were going to get me a wedding present anyway.
No, I know. So if you were going to get him a $200 wedding present, get him a $500 wedding present.
But then you can't tell him that you're doing that.
So
You can't be like, I've chosen to-
maybe add it and say in the card, we're getting you this really nice Dyson vacuum because
Right.
I broke the window I hope this can help us bury the hatchet. Pun intended.
Oh, nice.
Pun intended.
Nice.
That would give me anxiety.
It's a tricky one.
For me, I'd like to tell him in person so I can immediately get the reaction instead of have to sitting there waiting for his call.
Right. Right.
But that's certainly a good. I think we both agree that doing something nice for him when it makes sense for you is a good time to do
Would
that.
you guys have done that as well?
No. I don't think I would have. I think I would say to the next morning, I would tell him, this is what happened last night. We had to break in. There was no choice. Let's split the cost.
Yeah. I think that's a split situation most of the time.
I'm not going to blame him for us being home too late.
That's hilarious, though, dude.
Also, $150 each. That's just the cost of a bachelor party. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Excellent.
Cool.
I am in Boston tonight. Laugh Boston. If there's any tickets left, please come on down. Really excited. It's a great venue. Sold really great, really far in advance, which I was really happy about. So I'm excited to be back in my old stomping grounds. Come check it out. Then in June, I'm in Raleigh, Nashville, and Atlanta the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Austin, Texas, the 14th of July. And then more stuff this fall. What about you, Francis?
Cool. I am going to be asking for Facts with Ryan.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
Were they lying? Facts with Ryan.
All right, we got one.
Sorry.
The Jamba Juice at O'Hare Airport, referenced in your role play, has a 3.9 out of 5 from 180 Google reviews.
Not good.
One of their reviews says $10.09 for a small smoothie that tasted like freezer burn and a cold, stale Parmesan pretzel. I waited for a good 10 minutes for the pretzel because they couldn't figure out how to work the filthy toaster oven. The pretzel was still cold, but I had to get to my gate, so I just took it and left. Once I was able to eat, it tasted old and stale. Don't bother with this place. Their pretzels are stale. There are a lot of other options to choose from. And then a lot of the other reviews were complaining about how bananas, blueberries, and honey were not included with the acai bowls, though that's a major part of the acai bowl.
Sure.
So.
My complaint is with the person who complained about Jamba Juice's pretzels.
Multiple
stale
times.
3 times.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
A cheese pretzel, nonetheless.
That's not their thing. That's not their thing. Anybody who orders he said, get your pretzels elsewhere. Yes, we are. We were and we are.
Got to get the special popcorn at O'Hare Airport. I forget what it's called.
Okay, awesome. I will be in Pittsburgh.
So dismiss it.
What's wrong with that? That's a good point. I wasn't trying to dismiss. June 8th and 9th, I'm in Pittsburgh at the City Winery. Fuck you guys. City Winery, Pittsburgh, then Seattle, Tacoma, and Spokane, Washington, middle of July 19th and 20th, I think. All tickets for that at francisellis.com. Lots of dates coming up in the fall. Can't wait to see you guys. francisellis.com. Thanks.